Today I'm going to teach you how to find directions using the sun without a compass. So first you're going to see if anyone in your party has a watch with hands. And so right now it's 1:50. So you're going to take the hour hand and you're going to point it directly towards the sun. And halfway between the hour hand and 12 is south. So you're gonna want to face the way of south, and then if I turn around, then this way, the way I'm facing will be north, that way will be east, this way will be west. And just to check, I can use my compass, and yep, I'm facing north. Here's another method to find your way around without using a compass. So it's called the stick and stone method. You need one long straight stick about 2 feet long and 3 small stones. So what I'm going to do is I can try to stick the stick into the ground, and I will mark the end of the shadow with one of my 3 small stones, and I'm going to wait 10 minutes for the shadow to move. So we waited 10 minutes, but our shadow wasn't that far from our first rock, so we waited another 10 minutes, and the shadows moved a bit, but you want to make sure you have some distance in between each rock so the compass you're going to be making is accurate. Now I'll put down my second rock on the shadow. So it's been another 20 minutes, and now I'm going to mark the last shadow with my third rock. So the first rock is west because the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. That means your shadow's moving at the opposite. It starts in the west and ends in the east. So I'm going to take one of my 2 short sticks here. I'm going to line it up just like that. And so this is west, this is east. And now I can put this down. This is north, this is south. And you can stand with your feet like this over your compass, so west, east, south, north, and I'm facing north, and that's what this compass I've made says. Tonight I'm going to teach you how to find your way around in the dark using the moon without a compass. So, if the right side of the moon is illuminated, then that means that the sun's illuminating the west side of the moon. So, if you draw an imaginary line from the top corner to the bottom corner of the moon, and then take a bigger imaginary line and follow it all the way down to the ground, that's south. So if I'm facing south right now and I turn around, this way's north, that way's east, that way's west, and behind me was south. And just to check, we can use my compass, and this way's north. In case it was too dark, I'm going to explain the moon method to you on the chalkboard. So here's your horizon. This is east. This is west. The sun rises in the east, sets in the west. So so its name was a crescent moon. And the west side of the moon was illuminated because the sun sets in the west, and that was the direction the light was coming from. If you take the tip of the moon and draw an imaginary line to the bottom of the moon and keep following that imaginary line down to the ground, that's south. Now if you face south on the horizon and then you turn around, you're facing north. Another nighttime method is using constellations. Stars weren't bright enough tonight, so I'll show you on the chalkboard. So one of the constellations you can use is Cassiopeia, which looks like a 3 or a W in the sky. And if you draw two imaginary lines, like arrows, it'll be right below where those two lines meet is the North Star. Also, you can use the Big Dipper. You can take these two stars, and they also point to the North Star. So, if you're facing the North Star, you're facing north. Another thing, an important thing to remember, is that depending on where you are, both of the constellations may or may not be visible, but both of them will point you to north.